that it was time for us to figure out how to do something like this. Things were kind of loosening up a little bit, so how do we do it? So we had a lot of help from the board members, and any board members, if you guys want to stand up real quick, we'll introduce everybody a little bit, but just kind of, thank you guys for coming and your support being here, so we appreciate that. But we got together and we're like, we've got to figure out how to do this. And the thought process, number one, it helps support the business council as a whole. But secondly, we thought it was important to start, a lot of people, a lot of us, me included, I live out in the country, are still a little bit apprehensive about, getting out, just because all those habits have been broken. You're just not used to it. Well, we wanted to do something to maybe allow people to kind of come together and start feeling out how to do that, and maybe break down some of those comfort levels, and push our comfort zones a little bit, but try and do it in a very safe manner so that, we can respect the rules. And thankfully, we had an excellent partner helping us out, Julie with Harris. Thank you very much for setting this up. We appreciate that. So Julie, while I got you, do you want to talk a little bit about what you guys are doing here and how things are functioning?
Sure. So I'll just come up here. It's probably harder to talk from back there. So yes, thank you. Thanks for, this was actually the way we trained all of our employees coming back. So it was set up already. So it wasn't a lot of work for us. So sorry, I'd love to take all the credit, but clearly we're a highly regulated business, and we were obviously closed for, several months, and then have slowly been opening the property, and everybody's first question is, oh my gosh, how's it going, right? You're this huge entity with all these different rules, and we are performing really well, quite frankly. So that's really good, while still being able to practice social distancing and really making, I think our guests and our employees feel safe. All of our employees went through an extensive training program, both from a property perspective and then also from their individual departments. And then we really wanted to test a little bit too to see if this kind of format could work, to just try to make sure that, we could still try to get back to as normal as we possibly could. So we are super happy that everybody has decided to join us. We are open, right? So that's a good news, and I know the city of North Kansas City appreciates that we're open, and we're just trying to practice new things that are very different. We do have most of our restaurants open. So Gordon Ramsay is now open 5 days a week, and believe it or not, reservations are hard to come by because people are starting to get out and really get used to kind of the new rules and policies. And then we have our small quick service restaurant in Winning Streaks open as well, so and our hotel. So we've brought back a lot of employees and hope we can continue to do that and get people back and employed and spending money in all the businesses. So just really appreciate that everybody has trusted us to give this a shot, and if it works, hopefully we'll be able to do it again. And like you said, just happy to see everybody and welcome. So hopefully you'll enjoy yourselves. So thanks.
Thank you. Yeah, if you're comfortable getting out, please, patronize Harris, and also look to the local businesses in North Kansas City. We all know, what they've been going through, and anything that all of us can do to help support them and keep them going right now, it would be helpful. But even if it's buying gift cards, doing carry out, or actually going in and patronizing businesses or some of the retail. So, get out there if you're able to and comfortable doing that, and try and support those local small businesses that really need the help. And thank you. Come out here and lose track of space and time in Harris, because I think we all need the mental vacation. It's always fun sitting at a table for a while. Thank you. Now, I'd like to thank Chapels. They supplied the box lunches. And to let you know, we asked what businesses wanted to do that, and I think we had 4 or 5 businesses wanted to do that, and we were like, well, how do we support them? Because you can't support them all. So we literally picked a name out of a hat. So that's how we made the decision on who to choose for the luncheon. going forward, we may rotate it around and try and support different businesses, but we're going to try and keep an eye on keeping the money in North Kansas City when we're doing these things. So that's part of what we do as a mission here. Congratulations.
Thank you.
There you go. Congratulations. I've asked them to briefly talk about what they're going to do because we know they're going to run out there, represent North Kansas City, and make the world a fabulous place here in the future. So,
Okay.
go ahead.
Hello again. I'm Kate McFarland, and I will be attending the University of Missouri-Columbia. So go Tigers! I hope to be majoring in chemical engineering, and then either specializing in biochemical or environmental sciences, and then to go into the consulting industry or become a governmental personnel. So I'm super excited and can't wait to, embark on my new journey. I've loved growing up here in the Northland and attending North Kansas City High School, and you guys will forever be in my heart. So thank you.
I'm Grant Galatas. I also attended North Kansas City High School, and for college I would be attending Northwestern University up in Evanston, Illinois. I'm not sure here. But I will be majoring in computer science, and I hope to go into data science eventually, either like through a master's program or just hop straight into the industry. But,
We had a lot of great applicants this year, they stood out among the rest with outstanding applications. We have a committee that gets together that goes through them to figure out, who's really deserving of the scholarship from the North Kansas City Business Council. So congratulations and great job. And just so you know, when you're done, you can come back. Raise your hand if you're a graduate of North Kansas City High School. See, there's a couple of us that came back, and we're the best two people in the room. There's always several people coming back around. Some of us just don't go very far because it's a really good community. So we hope to see.
Back here.
That's why you're in the back. It's the same district, so that's good enough. So thank you very much. Now we're going to move on to our presentation. So I should probably get this rolling. Today we have stories from 3 innovative North Kansas City businesses who have done some special things during the past 3 months. First, we're going to hear from Andrew Potter, the founder and owner of the ROKC climbing gym at 1501 Howell. The success of that business has been a remarkable story in itself, but the past year or so, Andrew and his team have added a location in a new building in Olathe and have plans for others in the future. But the story related to the pandemic has to do with the software company that Andrew created and the software to help with capacity management that he also created. Not many years ago, Andrew was making plans to be discharged from the U.S. Army, where he had served 3 tours in Afghanistan. Thank you for your service. As an Army Ranger, nonetheless. He started turning his dream of creating high-quality climbing gym into reality. Fortunately, he met up with the Miller family, owners of Store Safe Buildings, and they had a space and you had an idea. So they worked out an arrangement to convert an old, high-ceiling formal manufacturing facility at 1501 Howell into the first ROKC. Andrew invested a huge amount of his own time and sweat equity into putting the climbing gym together. The success of that venture has been amazing. Since that facility opened, Andrew and his wife, Alexis, who's watching over here, so be careful what you say, virtually, have added 2 children to their family. Andrew has been involved in charitable activities, also being very generous with his time, his facility, and his ideas. So I would like to introduce Andrew Potter. We'll go back and forth.
Okay, great. Can everybody hear me all right? Awesome. Well, thank you for the introduction. Thank you for putting this together. It is nice to see real human faces out there. And yeah, so a little bit about ROKC and kind of how we were affected. We have a brand new 38,000 square foot facility in Olathe that had opened for a week. We have a full coffee shop and bar down there and a full 5,000 square foot of retail that's leased to a company called Moose Jaw Mountaineering. And that facility was open for a week, and as regulations started to kick in and the shutdown started to move forward, and it was interesting because as our capacity started to get more and more limited, you know, a capacity of 10 and that was in a 38,000 square foot facility with 50-foot tall ceilings, and I'd walk in and I'd be like, we're at capacity right now, because I couldn't see anybody. And what was interesting for consumers was as they came in, they were in a very similar position, you know. They're like, hey, are we allowed to come in your business right now? And we're like, oh no, we're at 10 people. But they would come park in the parking lot and they would call us on the phone and be like, hey, can we come in yet? Can we come in yet? Or they'd walk in and then my front desk would be like, hey, you're actually not allowed in here right now. We're at capacity. And when you're so limited on capacity, and with regards to the unknown of when it would come back or how it would come back, we realized that there needed to be a solution. At the same time, my software company, we create point of sale and client relationship management software for the fitness industry. So we have gyms all over the world, from Australia to Canada to Germany now, and then all over the United States as well. And what we realized was a lot of our customers were going to be facing the same issue. And so my software company, as gyms shut down, we really didn't have customer service work to do. We weren't fixing bugs. We weren't doing our daily development in accordance with our customer load because our customer load was shut down. And we knew that this would likely be an issue considering I was seeing it in my own physical locations. And so we went ahead and built an app called People Count. And People Count is fairly simple, and I'm going to jump on here just so I can demonstrate it. So right there you can see that as of right now my location in Olathe is at 6% capacity. And so People Count is just a simple iPhone or Android app. My front desk staff have it there in each facility, and it's just got a number on there, and then I'm going to change the number real quick. But as the capacity changes with the front desk, as people come in and people leave, the widget that we've embedded online automatically updates. And so our goal was to have an easy way, so the first time you call to say, hey, what's your capacity at? We're like, hey, we're at 6% right now, but if you go to our website, you can see our live updated coverage at all times. Well, now our community just understands that they can go to any of our locations and see our capacity at all time. And we've implemented multiple counters. So for example, if you have multiple spaces, like you have a yoga studio, or you have another area of fitness, or you have a conference room that have different capacities, you can have all three capacities up there. If you look at the Jewish Community Centers facility, they use People Count to track capacity in their different facilities, and you can see they have their different widgets online. And our goal was just to find an easy way to communicate with consumers without overloading our staff. Because we are a business that has the theory of open gym. You know, we've got a 38,000 square foot space with a bunch of different places you can go, and it's kind of hard to maintain like what capacity looks like because you don't really reserve a time to come climb in our gym. So it was a unique solution for a unique scenario, but then what we realized is at our coffee shop and bar, there's a lot of people that come and they just work from there. And they just want an open space to sit. And for some consumers, they're not ready to go out and show up to a coffee shop that's like a little busier. Or maybe they want a quieter space to work. So for our coffee shop and bar consumers that are using the app, they use it to say, hey, you know what, we're not that busy right now, or maybe our patio is packed. And so our goal is just to give this away for free, which is what we're doing now. To as many businesses as we could, because the way we saw it was if we're enabling businesses to reopen in a manner that helps promote consumer confidence, as businesses reopen around us, it only helps us. And as we reopen, we only help others in the economy. You have to think, just like Harrah's reopening or ROKC reopening, you know, our tax revenue provides needed assets for the community, whether it's, you know, our EMS or our firefighters, like our teachers. It's important to find ways to get the economy back. And so this is one thing that we wanted to do, but it's also been really helpful for us because it's increased the level of communication we have with our customers, because instead of having them to call or maybe book an appointment and then they don't show up and then we have open space in our facility, to be honest, I've never seen us really over 50% of what our capacity level is. And I believe that is because consumers look online and they say, you know what, it's at closer to 50% capacity, I'll choose another time to go. Or maybe I'll choose a time to go in the morning. And so we've seen our customer base really democratize the time they come to our facilities now. And we have people there earlier in the mornings and later in the evenings, just because there's some people that just don't mind and they're gonna go anywhere at any time. But there's a lot of people that are like, you know what, I really wanna do that, but I don't wanna do that if it's busier. And the last thing we wanna do as a very service-based business is turn customers away. Is have somebody walk in our doors and be like, hey, you can't come in right now, or you have to wait. And so since launching this, we have over 400 businesses that are using it. Nebraska Furniture Mart uses it for their facilities. Barquet uses it for their facilities, and then our company uses it. But we have businesses all over the nation, and the nice thing is we created a couple different display options, and I might just be able to demonstrate that real quick. So I can go into the options section on my app, and if I want, I can display this as a bar as well. So what's nice about this is in the future, when capacity is not like a major issue, but based on talks with other companies I've had, say they have like an open play area in a court or something, it might be a good way to show, hey, this is how busy our tennis courts or our pickleball courts or our bowling lanes are right now. And but even though they're super busy, our restaurant side of things are not. And so we believe that even after COVID happens, we're going to continue to use this because we want our consumers to feel comfortable, even the ones that today are like, I'm not leaving my house till October. They're gonna want to come back at their own pace and know that they're showing up to a place that's still maintaining, some awareness of how busy they are. And so focusing on, social distancing in our facility, but then maintaining capacity awareness has been really big for our business. And one of the interesting statistics from a back-end data perspective is this widget is getting about 1 million views a day right now based on the businesses that are using it. And so what we found is this actually drives a lot of traffic directly to our website. And then people stay on our website longer because they want to pay attention to what the business is doing for when they want to arrive, or they save it on their phone so they can check it. So this is one of the I guess, innovations we did as a company, just because we do have certain unique requirements. As a membership-based company, it's hard, it's more challenging when you just have open wall space or an open gym area for people to use, to say, hey, you've got to reserve time for this, and then we're trying to find ways to kick you out when your time's up. So this is one of the things that we focused on. You can see my front desk staff, people are leaving the gym right now. Since then, things have been getting better. It's been unique as a company with 3 locations in 3 different counties in 2 different states, with laws and regulations changing sometimes on the hour. We made the mistake early on where we sent out an email saying, hey, Olathe is going to open on this date, and then the governor turned around within the hour and changed the decision, which pushed us back an extra week. And so from then on, it was like, we have to be really careful about how we communicate and how we work with our customers. But this has been something that's been really helpful for us, and it's honestly taken a large load off our staff from having to. We build point of sale and client relationship management systems for a living. We have online booking systems, massive systems that we built, and they can be very challenging and cumbersome to operate with a membership-based business trying to reserve time. So this has helped us really navigate it and helped us get through. And as we're slowly getting reopened and consumer confidence picks up, we're confident that we likely won't be back where we were at the end of the year, but we're also cautious because, you know, we don't know what it's going to look like if there's a second wave. And the reality is, with this kind of system that we're using now, if a determination comes down to lower capacity, all it takes is one click of a button for me to lower the capacity for our facility and then have consumers know where we're at. And because they're educated on it now, it's really easy to help maintain that and maintain social distance in our facility. So, yeah, I mean, that's basically what I have. Do you want to open up for questions, or do you want me to sit down?
If anybody has immediate, and if we have time at the end, we can draw out questions too, but if anybody has any quick questions. Generally, they're pretty shy.
So what's powering it? I mean, is it manual? Is somebody standing there clicking it, or is it badge?
Yep, it is manual. On my front desk, we just have an iPad with the app downloaded on it. You can do it on an Android device as well. You can do it on your cell phone. It just sits at the front desk. When someone walks in, they just push the plus button. When they walk out, they push the minus button. It keeps it really simple. Anyone can download it for free, so it's simple in that manner. We are working with an artificial intelligence company to build an integration that would make it automated, but obviously there is cost associated with hardware install, etc. And so that is something that is more than likely within a 90-day window as we beta test and work the technology. And the reality is the reason we didn't go that way up front was because this is a free way for any coffee shop in the country, for any gym that is maybe struggling right now because they've lost 75% of their members, to download it for free, and they don't have to install hardware, they don't have to pay for anything, they just need a phone or an iPad. So.
And once again, if someone's interested in this, where do they get it?
Yeah, you can go to peoplecount.app is the website, and then from there you can get a direct link to download it via Android or iOS. And then there's more information on there how to use it, and then we have a link through our Zendesk to our software company. So if you have questions specifically for either feature requests, or if you found a bug in the app or you're having an issue with it, it'll go directly to my staff who would respond.
Any other questions? Thank you very much. It's amazing the innovation that, trials like this that we're going through push people to do. And the fact that you're putting it out there for free, it speaks highly of your character and probably the character of your business. So I encourage anybody, especially if you use the app, then you probably should at least spend, 10 hours at our OKC or something? It's the right way to do a little payback on that. So I appreciate that. Next up, we will hear from Kellen Mung. Kellen is the VP of Business Development for Chicken and Pickle. Kellen is also on the Board of Directors and the Executive Committee for the North Kansas City Business Council, and we really thank you for the time that you contribute to us in the organization. Chicken and Pickle has suffered just like any other business that is a restaurant, bar, or event space during the past few months, but they've been very resourceful and very generous to the community also. A little bit about Kellen. Shortly after graduating from the University of Missouri-Columbia in 2012, he became a property manager with Maxis Properties. Kellen was the first employee of the new venture. Is that correct? I think I met you when you were unveiling plans at the Miller's place one time, SourceSafe or something on it. Yeah. He was the first employee of the new venture known as Chicken and Pickle when Dave Johnson started moving forward with the concept in 2015. Kellen has been involved in all aspects of the venture, including having a key role in Chicken and Pickle's expansion to Wichita and San Antonio, which we've heard a lot about the success of the Wichita. And I'm going to go ahead and start the video, and then you can come up here.
slideshow of what we've been up to the past few months. So, like Jack said, first of all, thank you for having me. Let me talk today. Yeah, brief history, Chicken and Pickle. You know, we've been open just about 4 years here in North Kansas City. Was born over, over pickleball and some jerk chicken. We've kind of taken that and made an indoor-outdoor entertainment complex, 3 different bars, pickleball courts, and a lot of other fun things. And we've then expanded, and I'll get more into that later. But once COVID started, we obviously had to scale back. We started online ordering and to-go service, and we created a skeleton crew. One of the main things we did, we challenged our skeleton crew 30 ways to touch the community in 30 days. And our team exceeded our expectations there. We did the Feed the Brave campaign, raised more than $7,000 in online donations to feed frontline workers. We worked with House of Hope and Hillsong Church, delivered groceries and supplies to over 150 families. We did hashtag Takeout Tuesdays, where 20% of our sales went back to local non-for-profits. And then my personal favorite was our Pie It Forward program, which every Wednesday, if you buy a pot pie went to charity. So over that time, we were over 9,000 meals donated to Kansas City community. I have a list here of like 50 different places, but you can imagine it's all charities, hospitals, frontline workers, first responders, from nurses to police officers to firefighters. But a big part of Chicken and Pickle, our core value, we call it our hearts are local. But we have a charity foundation, and we challenge everyone that works at Chicken and Pickle to be a part of the community that we live in and touch it in some way. And so that was our main goal throughout this whole pandemic. So what are we doing now? We are open. We have the benefit of having a lot of open space through our yard. We just redid our rooftop here in North Kansas City. So if you haven't seen that yet, please come by and check it out. It's a great space for family gathering, company happy hour. It's a big open space with views of Kansas City, downtown, plenty of room to space out and feel safe and have a couple of drinks. But we have been open this whole time from mainly to go, takeout, to now we're trying to get people back in the door safely. So we've really redone our whole standard procedures for our staff. Cleaning procedures every day and in between meals. So there's a sign on every table that says clean or not clean. So we'll have someone come over and clean that table once someone finishes their meal, clean it, and you can come back. But all our tables are spaced out. Outside, you can sit outside. Those tables are spaced out as well. Sit inside. We still are doing online ordering as well. So if you want to do that, the city's let us keep those pickup spots on Burlington there. So it's really easy to get your food and go. The big thing we're trying to do with our staff is implementing these safety procedures to make our guests feel safe when they come in. We encourage our guests as well to wear masks and wash your hands frequently and all that. But we all know that there are risks when you go out in public. It's not just at restaurants, it's not just at gyms, it's everywhere. So when you go out, just be smart. Our employees are going to be smart. They're going to try and take care of you as best we can. But we want to get everyone back as normal as can be right now. So some events and activities that we are bringing back. Like I said, we just celebrated our rooftop kind of grand opening. We did 20% back to Wayside Waves just yesterday. But please come check that out. We have pickleball leagues that are coming back. Cornhole leagues are starting up. Monday night trivia. We do weekly barstool sessions, which is live acoustic music. Most of the time we will Facebook Live that as well. So if you don't want to come out, you can still be a part of it virtually. And we're going to continue to try and do lots of virtual things too, so you can still experience Chicken and Pickle, but online. We're bringing back weekly yoga in the game yard, so you can safely do yoga. We're bringing back Boulevard Beer Yoga this summer, which is, you can kind of imagine it, right? It's yoga, but you have to hold a beer, or at least balance a beer while you do your yoga. It's my personal favorite type of yoga. Junior pickleball lessons we've started, ages 8 through 18. We do limited kids per lesson, and we clean pickleball equipment before and after, between every lesson, between every court reservation. And then, let's see, we have, tomorrow is Take Your Dog to Work Day, if you didn't know that. So bring your dog to work, and then come to Chicken and Pickle, bring your dog there as well, and enjoy our outdoor spaces with your dogs. And so the other part of my job, the main part of my job, is our expansion. So we just had our 1-year anniversary in Wichita this past February. We were planning on opening San Antonio in April. A few delays there, as you can guess, but we are open in San Antonio now. Trying to get to some resemblance of normal. We couldn't do a grand opening or ribbon cutting or anything that we normally like to do. Usually we pair up with a charity and do a huge bash and bring out the whole city and everyone we can, but we can't do that right now. But we're getting back to that in small ways. We're under construction in Oklahoma City right now. Hope to have that open by the end of the year. Construction has been essential, so we've been at least keeping on track with that. And then Overland Park is our next one. That's going to be next year. The development just had their groundbreaking last week, and we hope to be soon after once our ground is ready. So Chicken Pickle, we're trying to find ways that we can get everybody, put the social back in social distance, what we say. So want to get back out there and have some fun.
Did I see that you were doing tricycle races too or something?
Yes, we are working on some tricycle races here, and we're going to set up, they're adult-sized tricycles, and they're a ton of fun, and we're setting up a track in our parking lot. We're going to fence it off and do some trike races. We'll probably team up with some charities and how we do that, but come on, give it a shot, because if a guy this big can fit in the trike, so can any of you, then it's a blast.
Any other
Questions?
I don't have a question, but I am in the starter cornhole league, so it's really great. I'm hearing lots of beer making fun of me yet. And I went, and you don't know that probably, but you gave my stepdaughter a job on Chicken Pickle does, so I keep her working with the ISO Giddings and give her trouble. You can transfer her to Wichita.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for your time.
Thank you, and thank you. Our final presentation is actually just going to be a video from Southwest Technologies. I don't know if you guys have heard of Southwest Technologies. It is located at 1746 Levy Road. Southwest Technologies is known worldwide as the manufacturer of elastogel products for wound care, hot cold therapy, things like that. Under the leadership of its president, Jason Phillips, Southwest Technologies pivoted 3 months ago and became a producer and distributor of PPE products on a large scale. They weren't able to come, but they did provide a video
Hello, my name is John Phillips. I'm the president of Southwest Technologies. We're a medical device company located in North Kansas City. And we are going to talk today about the different aspects that we considered as we brought in not only the hand sanitizer, but face masks, PPE protection. First, I'd like to thank Rich Groves of North Kansas City Business Council for giving us the opportunity to present our company. In addition to, there's going to be 3 people after me that will speak on their parts involved in bringing these products to our company offerings. First, we're going to have Tammy Wood. She's a quality assurance manager. Jeremy Bledsoe, who's the operations manager, and Angie Stout, the VP of sales and marketing. One of the things we're going to talk about initially is, as we sat down and discussed what can we do to help not only the local people, but maybe on a statewide, countrywide, and potentially on a world basis, what are the things we can do as a medical device company to try to bring hand sanitizer in, bring personal protective equipment in? What can we do with our manufacturing resources? Can we put some time aside and bring these products not only in-house, but get them out to people? So you'll be hearing from the other 3 people and what was involved as they went through their specific expertise, and we brought these products to the market. I would like to bring Tammy Wood up next, and she will discuss the quality assurance aspects. Tammy?
Thank you, John, for the introduction, and again, thank you, Rich, for letting us to present our company to the North Kansas City area. I'm Tammy. I'm the quality manager, and I'm going to talk about 5 different aspects that we had to look at for quality as we were thinking about bringing on the personal protective equipment as well as the hand sanitizer. One is the international and product quality standards that we function under. Number 2 would be the FDA registrations and regulations. The COVID-19 guidances and updates that FDA issued as a result of the COVID pandemic. Our partners that we would hope would have shared standards, as well as the testing criteria that we would have in place here to produce that and get it out into the public's hands. First and foremost, I'll address the international product and quality standards. As we looked at the partners that we would be gaining supplies from, we had to check them against the FDA to make sure that they had registered, that we were getting the same quality that we produce here in the United States. We also then went to the registration and regulations in regards to those items. So there is specifics to the personal protective equipment and the hand sanitizer. Then we're going to look at the COVID-19 guidances and updates. That's where we found our guidance for the ingredients for the hand sanitizer, as well as the guidances for personal protective equipment. And then we would look at the partners that we would share those standards with. So we looked at our local opportunities so that we could share our knowledge and hopefully gain knowledge for another company in our shared efforts. And then lastly is our testing criteria. So within those guidances for COVID-19, it basically tells us what percentage that hand sanitizer is to be at an 80% volume to volume for the alcohol level, which is much higher than what you would see in a grocery store. The hand sanitizer that is repackaged here at Southwest is surgical grade. So we want to make sure that with our therapy and wound products that have those high quality standards, that we wanted those same shared standards to be available in the next products that we were to roll out. Jeremy Bledsoe is going to go into the other challenges as we had in operations for the supply of all those items.
My name is Jeremy Bledsoe. I'm the operations manager here at Southwest Technologies. Our team met and discussed bringing in PPE and hand sanitizer and how we had to meet the quality assurance regulatory needs, as well as federal guidelines and local codes. We addressed manufacturing concerns, determined if we could modify existing equipment or bring in new equipment in response to the need. We contacted partners that we needed to work with, ones that we've worked in the past, and determined what we could do for full automation and equipment costs and availability. We determined what we could be manufacturing to meet the immediate need, as well as how we might approach any automation going forward. We made contact with the fire marshal, and they came out to discuss storage, mixing, and handling recommendations and requirements. We addressed compounding formulations versus repackaging from a partnered source. We worked in the lab initially on formulations until the FDA provided a guidance on hand sanitizer. Initial efforts to partner with local resources was a first topic of discussions. Efforts to find bigger bottles for different types of caps. We considered flip tops, push tops, mist, and even pump tops. We determined that we did have equipment and machinery to be able to bottle up to 8 ounces for a short-term fix, but we wanted to be able to do more and increase efficiencies and eventually increase our daily output to reduce costs of manufacturing. We worked closely with our quality assurance department on labeling requirements, what labels, font sizes, requirements that they had versus what we could fit on different size bottles and the label's dimensions. Considerations for private label were discussed, recommendations on handling as well. Working with our quality assurance and on registration and product approvals, we all worked together. And lastly, we had to determine shipping considerations and restrictions for the different types of materials and finished goods as they were completed before they could leave the facility. We're going to hear from Angie Stout, our VP of Sales and Marketing, next. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Angie, and I'm in the marketing department of Southwest Technologies. As you heard from my colleagues before me, John Phillips, my president, Tammy Wood, my QA, and Jeremy Bledsoe, my operations manager, as COVID hit the news of the United States, that gave us some new challenges as well as some new opportunities to introduce some new products to help those in need. You know, our challenges were trying to figure out how to switch gears very quickly from our standard therapy products and our wound care products to address those in the pandemic. So we are happy to say that we have partnered up getting all of our raw materials, which have been probably the greatest challenges, but to now offer products as a standard item on our price list of hand sanitizers and face masks. Our company is normally manufacturing med device products of wound care, hot cold therapy, and padding devices. We've all stepped up in the Kansas City area to help all of our community. As a manufacturer of med devices, we also have the capability to network not just on a local, but on a national as well as a worldwide level. We are excited to supply these products around the world. Thank you for the North Kansas City for connecting us to many suppliers and vendors and partnerships. We have added our company to the Missouri State Business Directory as a supplier, but we've also added ourselves to many other organizations. As a med device company, we started with the healthcare, the hospitals, the nursing homes, the first responders, and our heart goes out to all of the hard work, for they have stepped up to treat this COVID with this product, with the opportunities of having partnerships. We are now excited to not only serve on a local basis, but on a national and maybe even a worldwide basis. We have sent word out with our distribution, many organizations, but now we are trying to get not only to the healthcare providers, but also to the everyday consumer, as we all want to stay healthy and safe. Together we can treat the world well, and we look forward to servicing you in many aspects, from not only the PPE, face mask, and the hand sanitizers, but also our hot cold therapy and our wound care devices. Our company Southwest is here to help you. Together we can stay safe, stay strong, stay positive. We're here to help you. Please contact us at 816-221-2442 or look at us at our website www.elastogel.com. That's ELASTOGEL.com. We look forward to servicing you and treating the world well.